I just kind of wanted to make this video today. It's not going to be too long. It's going to be a very short video, but it was 54 years ago today that this car rolled off the assembly line. April 29th, 1966. And I just, my goal was to have the car done by the end of April, but with the coronavirus, that's not happening. And it's been hard getting stuff to do the car, but I'm hoping to have, the back painted up by the end of the month, the trunk lid, which came out pretty darn nice. I put the light back in, pulled the wiring back out, cleaned it all up, so it looks nice. And another thing too is I got a new camera, so I'm playing with it too. My dad got me the camera for all the work I do for him around the house. He loves electronic gadgetry, so whenever something new comes out, he's all about it and just likes all that kind of stuff. It's just he's always been interested when computers first came out, when they're just text like word processors. He's just always loved the technology and that kind of stuff, so he's always kept up on it. But anyway, yeah, so he got me this cool new camera. I'll show you what it looks like here. This is the old camera, and what I do to power it on, you push this button and then it comes on, and then you push this button to start and stop the record. And sometimes I would accidentally push the front one, and that just changes it to, over here, I'll tip it up there. Just changes it over to a still photo. And then you push it again, and it's like, then it's like a time lapse, so to speak, or that's time lapse. And then settings, and then back to video. So yeah, so that's why I was always hitting the wrong buttons on the camera. So this is it. It's a GoPro 8 black. That's a pretty dandy camera. And the battery's low, so I don't know, it's just I wanted to play with it before the battery was charged. So anyway, yeah, so hopefully this has the shaky, to where you can cut down, like, see how when I wiggle it, the car stays pretty still in there. And also, if I turn it upside down, I'll still keep it upright. Now, I can lock that so it would be upside down, but what's the point? This camera would record upside down. I'd have to go in the old camera. I'd have to go in the settings to, if I wanted to mount the camera this way, I'd have to go in the settings to do it. And I got to figure out that screen turns off after about 30 seconds, and I'll have to go in and figure out what you do to prevent that. And it might be because the battery's down so low, and it's just trying to save battery power. But anyway, there's the new camera. So it's got different settings for, to where that's a normal setting, so to speak, to where it's as you would look at it, and it goes all the way up to a really wide angle view. So if I have the camera mounted on the car and I want to get some good video out on the road around me, I can put it on that really wide, but it kind of distorts things slightly. The other camera does the same thing, but you gotta, this camera has a lot more features. It's a lot, I think once I get done playing with it and figure it out, it'll be a lot easier to use and do a lot more features. This is a feature that's called cinematic, and I'm just recording it there just to see what how the video looks compared to the other videos, to see which settings I'll want to use. But the batteries are about dead on this, so I'm going to turn it off and go edit up you guys a video for the 54th anniversary of this Galaxie rolling off the assembly line. Like I say, it was 54 years ago today. Rolled off the assembly line. Now it's on the super view. I hope I don't repeat myself too much in this video, but I'm just playing with this new camera a lot today, and figuring out how it uses. So I've been making video clips over the past 2 or 3 hours anyway. And it's I don't know, 70 plus degrees out right now. It rained most of the day, and it's eased up. It's going to rain more though, but right now is top down weather. I need to get the car done, and so I'm just making a little more video because this is going to be short anyway. So I'm just going to go over some other things, like I'm going to talk about, I'm probably going to buff out some of the paint on the car. There's a little, the top panels have a little bit of orange peel just here, like right in the top of the door here, a little bit of the top of the fender, and like one spot here, one spot there, and a spot over there. And the hood had some where I ran. This needs to be buffed right in here. It's not really a big issue. It still looks pretty good. I noticed this camera has better picture and better sound quality too. And the modeling or whatever you call it on the hood, a little bit where I ran out of the paint right in there. So I'm just going to strip the paint off the hood, and probably in the fall, and reshoot it. And we got a door to tackle, and that's going to be next. I think tomorrow I'm going to sand out the primer and start getting it ready to mask so I can red oxide it and block it. And I'm going to start taking the door apart so I can get it off and fix that one little rust spot there. And there's a little crease down the door. We'll get that taken care of and get that ready to paint, and then we'll have once this and the trunk lid top surfaces painted, we'll be able to start putting the car back together. And I still got to deal with a convertible top. I mean, I can drive it without a top. I can put the top frame down. I'm going to take these off so I can clean up this mechanism and paint it. And I got to change the cylinders, and I'll probably do that soon. And then I can run the top frame up and down. I can put once the car is painted, I'll just put the top frame down. I put something in there just to kind of hold the boot so it doesn't flap like a flag if I do drive it. And till I can get a top on it. Well, I got to take it to the trim shop to get the top done. So that'll, that's about 10-12 miles away. But yeah, I want to get white wall tires, so I got the chrome to do still, and I'm kind of thinking I'm going to clean the crummy chrome up and put it back on the car for the summer and deal with that in next winter. So, like go over this with the chrome polish. This is all a chrome from the interior and from around the windshield here. So I can get that all done, and I got a padded dash. I got to do that yet and do some painting and cleaning of the dash. Clean the interior, clean it all up, make it look good. So there's still a lot of work to do, but I wanted to get it in paint before bugs and pollen. I think that I've pushed the envelope on that. I've seen bugs and there is pollen in the air, but so I'll probably, when I paint these, I'll paint them right here in the garage so I don't get any dirt or pollen in it. The door, we'll see. The trunk lid, I don't know, I may paint that when I paint the recorders, we'll see. It's a lot to paint at once. I like doing the smaller areas at a time. Trunk lid came out good. I think I'm going to start laying the paint on a little heavier and hope that I don't get a run, and try and save myself some time in buffing paint. But after I get all the paint work done on the car, I will start lining up all the panels, getting them bolted on properly. Then maybe buff a few spots out, on the doors and the stuff that's been dry for a while. And then once this other stuff dries up, I can buff that stuff. And I can always do it next fall if need be. Like I say, I'm going to strip the hood and reshoot it next fall. And so, and I need to get white wall tires. And so I still need to, and a front end alignment. So it still needs, quite a bit done. But like I say, I'm plugging away at it. And this video is not going to be like a part video. It's just basically a video of the car because it, you know, it was 54 years ago today again that it rolled off the assembly line. So I just kind of wanted to make a video you know, it wasn't born, it was manufactured. So I'm going to say, okay, it was manufactured 54 years ago maybe. Is that the correct one? Or assembled? Rolled off, yeah, it was assembled 54 years ago. It rolled off an assembly line. So yeah, it was assembled 54 years. Cars aren't born, they're assembled. I hate that when people go around, oh, my car was born on this day. Your car wasn't born, it was assembled in an assembly plant. So anyway, that's kind of the way I look at it. And it's not a person or a living thing, it's a machine. And so that's kind of my attitude. But anyway, it's 54 years ago today. April 29th, 1966, it rolled off the Mahwah, New Jersey assembly line. That plant opened in 1955 and I believe closed in 1980. I found some video, or not video, but photos on the internet of the first car that rolled off the assembly line in 1955 with all the Ford bigwigs standing next to it. And that Mahwah, New Jersey was supposed to be, or was, the largest assembly plant in its day, and was a state-of-the-art assembly plant. So this car rolled off you know, fairly new, an 11-year-old assembly line when this car was built. You know, so that makes a statement in itself. You know, it was built in a modern facility in that era. You know, nowadays these cars, probably this truck, I don't know where this thing was built. I know the engine was built in the Romeo engine plant. And before it became the engine plant, it was a Ford tractor plant. But then they moved the tractor manufacturing to Europe, overseas. And it sat idled for a long time. And then they finally started making this Triton engine. That's a 4.6 liter in there, V8. And it was made in the Romeo engine plant. I guess I've done enough babbling. So I think I'm going to call this I'm babbling, I'm playing with the camera. And that's going to be it for the day. If you like the video, hit the like button. If you want to see this neat old Galaxie finished up, all underside of this painted and the back of that and all together and done, cruising with this top down and top down weather, subscribe to my channel. And thank you for watching.